You'd be surprised by the number of cases where you don't actually have to pay tax on your earnings just because it falls into a different category. And just before we start the video, it's worth mentioning that this is specifically for the UK because we'll be using HMRC services for this. You need to go on this URL, gov.uk/check if you need tax return. Now, this is a pretty cool test that HMRC allows you to do. Did you work for yourself between 6th April and 5th of April? It's worth mentioning that the financial year in the UK starts from the 6th of April one year and finishes on the 5th of April the following year. We're going to answer yes for all of that. As a YouTuber, you can be self-employed. So me as an individual, I can be a YouTuber, use my personal name. So all the digital assets, basically the website, the videos, all the branding will be mine personally as an individual. And all of the money will go in my personal bank account. And then I will need to file a tax return on the income that comes in my personal bank account. So in this case, I'm going to say self-employed as a sole trader. Did you earn more than 1,000 from working for yourself? Let's say I've earned more than 1,000, okay? And here you go. They do tell you need to submit a self-assessment tax return. You have a threshold of £1,000 that you can make per year without declaring it and without paying any tax on it. In this case, we've answered that we are making more than £1,000 as a YouTuber, so we're going to probably be paying tax. However, it's worth mentioning that actually we're not going to be paying tax because the minimum bracket is 12,500 in the UK as a minimum tax bracket. So we'll actually be paying tax on anything above 12,500. But when you actually submit a self-assessment tax return, you can say, oh, I'm a YouTuber, I'm earning £5,000. And they're gonna tell you if you don't have any other income, then we're not gonna charge you any tax. So thank you for letting us know you have £5,000 per year as a YouTuber, but we're not going to charge you tax because you're allowed to have 12,500. They do want a self-assessment tax. They do want to know how much you're making, but they're not going to make you pay tax unless you're earning above the minimum threshold. So what happens if you're a YouTuber, but you're not self-employed or acting as a sole trader? What happens if you're a YouTuber, but you've actually started to build your own brand? So you've created a limited company and you started to do YouTube and build your own website through that limited company, in which actually you're the shareholder in. So I'm going to click Director of a Limited Company. To be honest, this is what I'm doing with YouTube now myself. I've created a limited company for my own brand and I'm starting to do YouTube via the company because I have other income streams that are generating income for me as an individual. So when I pass the next income threshold, which is £50,000 in the UK, I'll start to pay 50% on all of my earnings above that, which is a lot of money. So that's why I've decided to start making YouTube where the corporate tax rate is always 19%. And even from now, I'm already saving money on tax because I'm earning 20% on all of my other earnings that are paying me as an individual. And all my earnings in the YouTube company are actually taxed on 19%. So I'm even saving 1% starting from now. So let's look at that example. Did you work as an off-payroll worker? When you're working in a company, they can have payroll or not. They can be paying you as an hourly rate, as a commission, as a freelancer, or they can have you on payroll. Having you on payroll means they're having you on a salary on a monthly basis. Here you go. An off-payroll worker is also sometimes called a contractor. In this case, we're the owner of the YouTube company, so we want to get a regular salary of the income of the company. So I'm going to say no. Did you get a pension? I'm just going to make all this simple and say no. What was your total income for the year? I'm going to say below 50,000 because statistically that's what most people in the UK get. Did any of your income come from UK property or land? I'm just going to answer no here because we're going to look at rental properties in a separate scenario. Question number 7. Did you get more than 10,000 from dividends or saving and investments? Question number 8. Do you need to pay tax on any of the following? Income from trust, income from outside UK, 2,500 or more in commission or cash and hand payments, a payment or charge on a private pension, a self-employment income support. I'm going to select none of these for simplicity. Do you need to pay any capital gains tax? Now this is when you sell personal possessions worth more than 6,000. In this case, let's say we're a YouTube company and we don't have anything like that, so I'm just gonna say no. Unless you've made money by selling your YouTube company or part of it, for example, 50% of the shares, 49% ideally. Did you hold a position that affects how you're taxed? All of this are really not applicable for most viewers, so I would say no. You do not need to send a self-assessment tax return. You remember us telling them that we're not a contractor, we are getting a salary from the YouTube company, we're not an off-payroll worker. This is because usually if you're on payroll, then it's the company's responsibility. By paying your payroll, they also paid tax to HMRC. So that's why you do not need to submit any self-assessment tax return. When you are on payroll, that's somebody else's responsibility. Even though the YouTube company is yours, you as an individual do not need to submit a self-assessment tax return. Your company's accountant needs to sort that out. Now let's get back to this stage where, let's say we do not want to get salary from our company. We just want to make sure the YouTube company keeps growing and we're not taking any salary. I'm just going to say yes, because every now and again, if you need some money, you can take it out and make your YouTube company pay you as a contractor, let's say for video editing. So you need some money in your individual bank account, not in the company's, because you're not allowed to spend that money. So I'm going to say yes. So you can see you have new questions now. Do you have a student loan? I'm going to say no for simplicity purposes. Do you get a pension? No. Total income for the year below 50,000. Any income from property? No. Any dividends or interest? No. None of these. Capital gains? No. Hold a position? No. Do we need to submit a self-assessment tax? No. And just in case you have a student loan, let's answer yes to that. And in that case, they do want you to submit a self-assessment tax return, because in order for you to pay the student loan, they do need to know how much you're making, because the student loan is a percentage of the amount of money you're making. If it's above the minimum threshold, then the percentage is going to be applied on that. You're going to be paying your student loan on that. Hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.